The night was a velvet curtain draped over the house with a warmth that promised intimacy and secrets. As Elena poured herself a glass of wine, the ruby liquid catching the soft glow of the chandelier. The living room buzzed with the laughter of friends, the clink of glasses, and the low hum of music that wrapped the evening in a cocoon of ease. Elena's husband, Daniel, moved through the crowd with his usual charm, his smile a beacon that had always drawn her in, making her heart flutter with the memory of their early days. Nights spent whispering dreams under starlit skies, their hands intertwined, their promises etched in every touch. She wore a dress that hugged her curves, the fabric whispering against her skin, a quiet reminder of the woman she was, the woman Daniel had sworn to love forever. The party was their ritual, a way to break the monotony of their busy lives. But tonight, something felt different, a subtle shift in the air that made her pulse quicken. As the evening deepened, the wine loosened tongues, and the conversation in a cozy corner of the room turned to love, to marriage, to the delicate threads that held couples together. Elena leaned against Daniel, her shoulder brushing his, feeling the familiar warmth of his presence. But then his voice cut through the chatter, casual yet sharp, like a blade hidden in silk. "What do you all think about swapping partners for a night?" he said, his eyes glinting with a spark she didn't recognize. The words hung heavy, a storm cloud bursting in the room, and Elena's breath caught, her heart stuttering as if the ground had shifted beneath her. She searched his face for a sign it was a joke, but his smile held no humor, only a daring curiosity that chilled her. The others laughed awkwardly, some shifting in their seats, but Elena felt the weight of every syllable, her cheeks burning with a mix of shame and betrayal. How could he suggest such a thing? As if their love, their bond, was a game to be played with others. She gripped her wineglass, the stem cold against her palm, her mind racing with questions. Did he want another woman? Was she not enough? Had their nights of whispered love meant nothing? The party continued, but Elena was adrift, her smiles forced, her heart a tangled knot of hurt and doubt. Every glance at Daniel a reminder of the wound his words had carved. When the last guest left, the silence was deafening, and Elena turned to him, her voice trembling with the storm inside her. "What was that about, Daniel? Swapping partners? Were you serious?" His eyes widened, surprise flickering, as if he hadn't expected her to care. "It was just a thought, Elena. To keep things exciting," he said, his tone dismissive, but the words stung like salt in an open wound. "Exciting?" she echoed, her voice rising, tears pricking her eyes. "You think sharing me with someone else is exciting? Do you know how that made me feel?" He reached for her, but she stepped back, the space between them a chasm she didn't know how to cross. For days, the suggestion lingered, a shadow over every touch, every kiss, tainting the love she'd once held so dear. Elena withdrew, her heart guarded, her nights spent replaying his words, wondering if he dreamed of another's touch, if their marriage was a cage he longed to escape. Daniel tried to bridge the gap, his hands seeking hers, his lips brushing her neck, but she couldn't shake the doubt, the fear that she wasn't enough. One evening, the tension broke like a dam, and in the quiet of their bedroom, she pushed him away, her voice raw. "I can't stop thinking about it, Daniel. Do you want someone else? Am I not enough?" His face softened, regret in his eyes, and he pulled her close, his voice a whisper against her hair. "You're everything, Elena. I was stupid, curious, but I don't want anyone else. I love you. His words were a balm, but the wound was deep, and she needed more than promises. She needed to feel him, to reclaim the fire they'd built together. As the weeks passed, their love became a battlefield. Each touch a test, each kiss a question, but Eleanor refused to let go, her heart stubborn in its devotion. One night, she lit candles, their glow casting shadows that danced like their desires, and she stood before him, her dress slipping to the floor, her body bared, vulnerable yet commanding. "Show me I'm enough," she whispered, her voice a sultry challenge, her eyes locked on his. Daniel's breath hitched, his hands trembling as he crossed the room, his lips finding hers in a kiss that burned with need, their tongues tangling, a slow, deliberate dance of rediscovery. He lifted her, laying her on the bed, his mouth trailing down her neck, kissing the curve of her shoulder, worshipping her with a reverence that made her heart ache. "You're mine," he murmured, his hands exploring, caressing her curves, igniting a heat that pulled deep inside her. She arched into him, her fingers in his hair, guiding him, their bodies moving in a rhythm that spoke of love, reborn. The night unfolded in a haze of passion, their connection raw, unfiltered, as they surrendered to each other, their love a flame that burned away the doubts, leaving only truth. But the scar of his suggestion lingered, and Elena's trust wavered, her mind haunted by the possibility of secrets. One evening, driven by a gnawing fear, she scrolled through his phone, her heart pounding as she found messages, flirtatious, intimate exchanges with a woman she didn't know, words that cut deeper than any physical betrayal. Her world shattered, the trust she'd fought to rebuild crumbling to dust. She confronted him, tears streaming, her voice breaking. "How could you, Daniel? You promised me." His face fell, guilt etched in every line, and he admitted the truth. Not physical, but an emotional affair, a reckless search for excitement he couldn't explain. "I love you, Elena. I swear it didn't mean anything, he pleaded. But the damage was done, the wound too raw. They stood on the edge, their marriage a fragile thread. But Elena's love was fierce, and she refused to let it break without a fight. In the quiet of another night, she faced him, her heart laid bare. "I need all of you, Daniel. No secrets, no games," she said, her voice steady, her eyes burning with resolve. He nodded, tears in his eyes, and they fell into each other. Their kiss a vow, their bodies a canvas for redemption. She guided his hands to her boobs, her breath hitching as he squeezed, his lips sucking her neck, sending shivers down her spine. "Fuck, Elena, you are everything," he groaned, his dick hard against her, their clothes shed in a frenzy of need. She straddled him, her pussy enveloping his dick, riding him slow, deep, her boobs swaying, their eyes locked in a silent promise. They fucked with a desperation born of love and pain, her pussy clenching around him, his release a claim, their climax a shared heartbeat that bound them closer. As they lay together, breathless, Eleanor knew their love would never be perfect, but it was theirs, scarred and beautiful. The lesson was clear. Desire unchecked by love could burn a heart to ashes, but trust, rebuilt with honesty, could forge something stronger. They chose to fight, to heal, their love a dance of embers, forever kindled by the truth they dared to face.